Welcome, everyone. We've got the other half of the Superman Spin Master 6-inch Build-A-Figure line. So we've got the Engineer, we've got Hawk Girl, and we got Metamorpho. Now, we've kind of seen with the McFarlane figures that, and I guess with the trailer, that there is a Lex, and there's a few more villains. I guess maybe a few more good guys if you think about people who aren't, with superpowers and costumes and things like that. But this first six is pretty much the line of figures that complete this first Build-A-Figure. So it'll be interesting to see if we get more figures outside of this. They very well could stop at this, but if they want to make some money, there'll be some more figures. For the packaging, they share a lot of the same looks. They got different names. The front of the packaging does show which piece that you're getting and which part it goes on to the robot. But outside of that, the rest of the packaging is the same. So let's go ahead and get them all the way out, take a look at the figure, and put our robot together. So here they are out of the package, and just like Wave 1, the sculpts are pretty amazing. Like, you look at these guys, and they're like eerily lifelike. The sculpt definitely, the paint apps. I speculate, and I don't know why it would not be this way, but I'm sure they did a bunch of 3D scanning of the actors, and they basically gave these files, to all the product makers. And so you get these figures that just look extremely lifelike. I'm very interested in like the design process and the manufacturing process, and I've noticed, like, probably at least for the past 5 years, most of the companies went away from like physical sculpting to digital. And when you got a big production movie, they're going to be doing digital scans of the actors fully dressed in the suits. So you get these kind of amazing figures because of it. The articulation on these are pretty good also. The heads are on ball joints, but generally the way the socket is sculpted, there's not a whole lot of movement. But they have disc hinge shoulders, they have disc hinge elbows, they do not have waist swivels. They do have disc hinge hips, disc hinge knees, and no foot articulation. These are also $15 figures, so these are not Marvel Legends as far as like price point, and definitely not Marvel Legends in posability, but they are not reaction figures either. They're something in between. And so they scale pretty close to the McFarlane 66 line. They are a tad short for Marvel Legends, but you could fudge them in. Like, you could put them on the same shelf and might be able to get away with it. I can imagine a year from now that Mattel will put out some movie figures So it'll be interesting to see how these stack up with them when that happens. And then we get this whole Build-A-Figure thing, which is nice. So let's go ahead and plug these pieces in. Um, Same kind of articulation it looks like, except there's going to be a waist swivel when we're done. And let's put this to the side. And then we've got a little bit of assembly for Hawk Girl. Not a whole lot of articulation, but at least we've got something there. And then here are the rest of the wave. So these guys are kind of a team. Not the engineer, but they're a team. And then we've got Superman. I feel like he might be a little short compared to these guys, but maybe this guy isn't too tall in real life. Who knows? And then we've got the torso, the upper torso. And then we can just snap this in. And that is it. Get this lanky robot here. So far, a pretty cool line. If it had been just a little bit bigger, I think that would have been nice. If they could have charged $20 and gave us a little bit more articulation, that would have been nice also. These would be some good figures to have to tie you over for whatever, Mattel might bring around in a year from now. You might want to sit back on these and wait to see what Mattel comes out with. I do feel like these are still like kid figures. They're really nice, but the lower price point is definitely like how you sell these to moms. And even though these look amazing, I think they're probably still, still meant for kids. They probably hope collectors buy these. I mean, I got these. I think they're pretty cool, but yeah, if another company comes out with better articulated figures, and I'm not talking about McFarlane because they will be more articulated, but they will be larger. They don't fit in with Marvel Legends. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how those are too. So tell me what you think. These, do you like these? Do you want to wait to see what Mattel does? Are you sticking just with McFarlane? Keep in mind, we still have NECA that's doing one. I'm sure we're going to have Figure Arts and Mafex. So this is kind of slowly trickling out. There's going to be a flood of other product over the next year. So yeah, do you get these to tide you over? Do you wait for something that might be better? Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.